Sveiki. Egidijus. Hello everyone. It is a little bit strange to talk in English in Lithuanian audience, I guess, but I was strongly advised to do that. Sorry for all that disturbance, which always happens with technique. My name is Egidijus, and today I am going to talk about some strange stuff called powerful marketing analysis. Basically, it is a buzzword, but I hope you get something good out of my speech at the end of the day, actually. So basically, I will cover two different topics. I will tell you a little bit about what's happening in the data market, and then I will talk to you how we're trying to reinvent actually the market. We are stepping first steps here. So in the late 15th century, the business pioneers were joyous. They actually were enjoying the amazing business advantage which they had is the dual entry accounting system, which actually enabled them to do one thing, is to deploy much larger amounts without confusion and uncertainty what produced profits and what's not. So basically they could manage their losses and profits much more efficiently. In 2012, business pioneers actually are dealing again with the same data, but in a much larger scope. So now business pioneers are enjoying a big data analysis software, which also enables them to enrich their business and to move forward with a bigger profit. So basically, the only difference between now and then is the amount of data which we have, because in the 15th century, they were pushing their they are pushing the information forward to get better business results. And now what we have is we are doing the same. Just our scope is 2.5 quintillion bytes of data a day. So I don't even can't imagine how many zeros this number have. But it's big because, in the last 2 years, we were able to generate 90% of all data we have now. So, okay, so we know that we are getting more data, and companies are starting to work with that data. And we can classify companies into 4 major groups. First group is data wasters. Actually, these are the companies that don't care about their customer data, they don't collect it normally, and management doesn't actually take any attention to improving it. The second class of companies is data loggers, who actually made some investments to collect the data, but still doesn't understand what to do with it. The third group is aspiring data managers, who actually understand that the data is useful. They invested into data management heavily. They even know how to predict what will happen in the future, and they are using their data on daily decisions. And the fourth group is strategic data managers, who actually understand the real importance of the data which they have about their customers, about their sales, about all the processes which they are owning, and they are extensively using this data to leverage their strategic advantage. So why I am talking to you about these 4 groups? Basically, the key thing is that a report from Economist Intelligence Unit says that if you are a data waster, so your chances to be beaten by your competitors is like 32 times bigger than a strategic data manager. So what does it mean? So it means that if you don't care about your data which you collect from your customers, you don't manage it properly, you probably don't have chance to make proper decisions on the proper time. So the data, as we said, is the amounts of data will also start to increase really dramatically, like sixfold in each of the next 2 years, just in the general data which we have, and like 50-fold in corporate section. So it means that after 2 years, if you are growing like a normal business, you should have 50 times more information about your customers, your products, your insights about the business which you are doing than you have today. So, but okay, I'm getting all that information, collecting everything that I can, but what should I actually do with my data which I have? Some have gone too far. Like in Super Crunchers, Ian claims that Lisa can predict divorce several years in advance based only on a credit spend patterns. So you can imagine that after a few years, they create a good product called like Divorcer or something like that, where you pay like $5 a month, and your wife gets like always every month an email how likely are you going to get divorced according to your spendings. This is actually the reality which can be. Of course, I don't believe that Visa would take such a thing, because they even denied the claim of this, but actually I believe they can do it. Another really popular topic is Google. And everybody talks about Google. I am also talking about Google just because they know everything about me. All my searches, all my purchases, all my Chrome browsing history, and each time I am making any search, they are like thinking for me, which is what results should be best for me. And they are not like just giving me the advice, they are actually like forming my opinion about what should be best for me. So it's actually getting more and more scary. But okay, so we know that the data amounts are increasing. We know that companies perform much better if they know how to deal with their data. Actually, so what could we do? So a few years ago, together with our colleagues, we were like discussing what should be the next thing, where should we like invest our time, our knowledge, etc., etc. And then one day we asked ourselves, what if we could exactly know what our customers will be doing tomorrow? So just imagine that you are like having a small shop, and you know that tomorrow there will be like 500 customers who will buy this type of bread, and they won't buy this type of bread, and they probably would like to buy this type of sugar, etc., etc. How could it change your marketing and your approach to the sales if you knew this information? So when we started asking this question, this was actually the first day when we began the development of our customer behavior prediction technology. So we started out in telecommunications. We knew it quite well. And mobile operators continuously suffer from one big problem, from customer churn. In telecommunications, churn means losing the existing customer, which actually, churn is actually eating into their revenues and is generally really unpleasant. So we set out to combat churn. We put together a team of frighteningly good math gurus and really cool software developers. And with a telecom company in industry widely regarded as the world leader in customer profitability management. And over the last 2 years, we have developed a product called Meta-Site Churn Predictor. It is actually no-frills, fully automated churn prediction system for mobile operators. So just imagine that you have like 100,000 customers, and your customers are declining, number of customers are declining each day, and you don't really know what to do. So imagine a system which tells you which customers are going to stop using your services in the near future. Well, probably it would be quite good to know, yeah? And if it is not enough, it also tells you, answers the question, why your customers are actually churning. And if it is still not enough, it gives you a magic button. You press it, and everything goes away. Yeah? Sounds to be good to be true? Well, like 5 years ago, when I was working at one operator, I was a product marketing manager, and my biggest dream was that when they come to my office on Monday morning, and when they know that my customer base is still shrinking, that I would have that one little button which I could push and everything would be okay. But that time I didn't have that. However, after 5 years, we developed a system which is pretty close to which I have dreamed like a few years ago, except that button which we had, like make everything okay, and this system is called create a campaign. So this is like this. And actually, the system, I placed here that this is the place where the magic happens. And actually, there is some magic all around that. So if you take a look at one bubble, like this one, this shows you how many customers you will lose in the next week. And the red side, the red place, lets you actually to select how many of them you want to retain, to keep them back to using your service. It sounds a little bit fuzzy, yeah? So how can we predict the future, etc., etc.? But we can. I will try to explain how everything happens. So how does all that magic work? Basically, it's not actually about the magic. It's all about the algorithms, the math, the statistics, etc. So we use algorithms to analyze data and automatically learn from the experience which we get. So basically, what we do is we found patterns of the customers who are like actually leaving, and then apply these patterns for the future prediction. So let's. You can see in the picture dog and a cat. You can actually easily tell which one is a dog and which one is a cat. And if we try to ask algorithm to tell you which one is a dog and which one is a cat, it probably would be something stupid, yeah? But we can do that. The algorithms and mathematics, they are not human, they doesn't understand the speech, they doesn't understand the pictures, they can't touch anything, but they are very good at numbers. So, for example, if we take three numbers, like a number of tails, like this animal has one tail, 2 ears, and 4 legs. And we ask algorithm, how do you think? Is it a dog or a cat? How do you think what it will produce? Well, that answer probably will look something like this, cat dog. I don't know. But it's just because we don't actually know how to exactly ask the question. If we would try to do it once again, but instead of saying that this animal has 2 ears, we would say that This animal has a length of 44 kilos. Algorithm, please tell me, is it a dog or a cat? And then some actually magic happens. The algorithm, like 99%, it will tell you that it is a cat, and it's basically because two things. All the red spots are cats, and all the blue spots are dogs. And if you tell it, and it's pretty simple, because how algorithms actually work. They take your data and then draw some line to separate two answers which you want to get from that data. So for example, if you want to know which ones are dogs and which ones are cats, so it just draws the line between them. And next time when you say, okay, I have some animal with some weight and some length, it will automatically tell you which one is a dog and which one is a cat. But enough about math and statistics. Let's get back to customer retention. So let me introduce you with Luke and his new girlfriend, Anna. They met each other 2 weeks ago. When they are together, they love kissing. And when they are not together, they love texting. So I don't know how much of you guys have recently discovered a new friend or girlfriend. And you know the things it's like when you met some person, and in the first few weeks it is like you always want to talk to him, to chat, you are calling all night, texting all night, etc., etc. And imagine how it is frustrating when you at 3 o'clock in the night you are texting a long summary of your love to her, and you press send button. And then the telephone says, your account is your account is empty and you can't send any SMS further. It's really frustrating, yeah. So the same situation is for those two guys. Luke is using operator A and Anna is using operator B. It's pretty natural that their spendings for mobile services became enormous, so Luke starts to consider to switch the operator. So this is like a natural example of what's happening in the world, yeah? Now, if we look from operator's point of view, if I am a manager at some mobile operator, and I see this graphic going straight ahead, and I say, yes, I am an extremely good manager, I did something really good, and my revenues are jumping up, and everything is going crazy. But in reality, one day, there will be a huge drop, because the customers who generated most of the revenue, they went away. So, what to do in this type of situation? Operators have lots of data about their customers. How much customers are calling, sending SMS, using data, where they are, etc., etc., etc. If you start counting how much features about you they can extract, it's like 5 to 10,000 in the worst case scenario. So what they actually can do to solve this problem is they can take the same algorithm and ask another question. The question could look like this. Is Luke's behavior familiar to the ones who churned in the last few months or so? So basically, what we do is we take some customers' behavior and then drill down through all the statistics about the customers which we had in the past, and we see that, okay, we found 10,000 customers with the same behavior as Luke, and 9,000 of them actually churned, while only 10% kept alive with us. So what does it mean for the marketing manager? It means that it is 90% probability that this customer will actually churn. Yeah. So when you actually have this answer that this customer is really, really about to leave you. And if you are a marketing manager who knows that your customers are leaving, you precisely know that this customer will leave in the next few days or next 2 weeks, and you exactly know why this customer is leaving. Would you make a difference in your marketing strategy? And would you actually like to press that button, make everything okay? So what we actually did, we put all the stuff which I talked to you in the software, which acts like, I don't know, 1,000 or 10,000 times faster when it's used like in a real case scenario. For example, because when you see something bad happening with your customer base, you see the decline here, and you start asking questions. What's happening? You go to your data analysis department, you take a few data scientists, you grab them, and you ask, what's happening? Please tell me what is bad with our customers. So then these marketing analyzers, they spend 2 to 3 weeks analyzing what's happening with your market, and they come back and say, here there is a reason why 1,000 customers have churned, and this reason was because our competitors made some action. Then you start another process like creating a retention campaign, and after 3 months you actually do some action which tries to impact your customer behavior. And when you take an algorithmical approach, you can actually do everything in 1 to 3 minutes, like just pressing one button. So this is a slight revolution in customer retention, but what we actually are approaching is reinventing the whole marketing process. When you don't give away offers to the customers who don't want to get offers. When you don't doing any campaigns about which impact you don't have any information. And the only thing is, you just need to ask correct questions. When you are using this type of technologies, you can ask questions instead of whether Loop will churn or whether Loop will stop using the services. You can ask whether Loop would like to use service or product A or B or C. You can also ask which campaign should I start producing now that I will get maximum revenue impact. Or maybe even you can start asking really strange questions. For example, which customers will stop calling to my call center to say some bad information for me, or etc., etc. So basically, I am about to finish, and from this presentation, I would like that you would remember 3 things. First thing is, if you won't gather at least 5 times more information about your customers than you have today, you probably will be outperformed by your competitors. Second thing is, if you won't approach your data in a strategic level, you probably are also in risk of losing your competition. As well as, if you made the first and second step correctly, don't be afraid to ask really strange questions. So I guess this is it.